All right, we'll start with Tim Bontemps.
Evan, I know obviously the season just ended, but you get a chance to be an unrestricted free agent this summer. And I know it's been kind of a crazy couple of months with you having to go through COVID and stuff. But what have you learned about the Celtics over the past couple of months? And as you go into free agency, what will you be looking for in terms of what your future team will be?
Hi, Tim. You went right to it, huh? First question. Well, it's a very hard question to answer because the emotions are obviously high right now. Just lost in the playoff. Also, in 3 weeks I have the national team training camp. Got to get ready for the Olympics. So I have a lot on my mind, to be honest. And free agency is not the right time to talk about it. But what can I tell you about the Celtics? It's obviously a A-plus type of organization. They really showed it, and they were really excited to get me, and they showed me a lot of love, and everybody was extremely positive. And it wasn't easy for me. Obviously, my first game wasn't good, and then I had COVID and all that. But they all remained, from staff, players to management. They all showed a lot of love, and that's something I really appreciated. I really did. So I mean, free agency, we'll see. I don't even have the date. I have no idea when free agency starts. So we'll see.
Ryan Robb.
Hey, Evan. How tough has just this experience been for you? These 2 months, obviously, you've gone through a ton. I'm sure, on the floor and off, obviously. Like, how do you feel right now, physically, after everything you've gone through with COVID, and again, the way the season went for you? You didn't obviously play as much as you want here with Boston, but do you kind of feel like you potentially have some unfinished business there, knowing that Jalen wasn't healthy for the series, and you guys never got to see this full group together?
Well, first of all, getting traded mid-season is something that I've experienced for the first time this year. Not easy to completely flip your brain and learn a new system, and from offense to defense to personnel, and you have to perform from day one. So that's a learning experience, and I'm actually glad I went through it, because at the end of the day, it's going to help me get better as a player. Adversity is always something you can learn from, and I'm actually feeling good physically. With the COVID, my body is doing well. My mind is doing a whole lot better. I still have moments. I still have moments where I'm kind of, a little bit lost, kind of struggle to, focus. But I'm gonna get my second shot soon, and hopefully it can, just go away. But yep, that's about it.
Jared Weiss.
Evan, this team was really struggling before you got to Boston, and you saw them. You guys went on a huge run in April, and then struggled after that point. So you've kind of seen the highs and the lows of this team. What do you think went wrong, and what did you see that you think you can build on that will make things go better next season?
Well, it's hard for me to answer because I wasn't there from day one, and I can only speak from looking in from the outside. When I was with the Magic. So I really believe that when injuries hit you and COVID hits you, and you start your season with a different rotation and different players just playing, and it kind of messes with the balance of the team. I've always looked at the Celtics as a extremely hard playing team with a lot of togetherness. And I don't know, maybe this year things was a little bit different, and I honestly cannot tell you why, because again, I wasn't a part of the group. But when I got here, the guys, like I said, were extremely positive. Everyone wanted to do well, and the togetherness was good. So it's hard for me to pinpoint things, and even if I was there from day one, it's always hard to give you an answer after just one day from the last game being over. You need time to reflect on things and look at things. So again, it's it's hard for me to answer.
Last couple of questions. We'll go to Gary Washburn.
Hey, Evan. What did you guys learn about yourselves in this series? Brooklyn's a juggernaut, and that foul against Harden, where he looked like he pushed off on you and they challenged it. That's the type of calls they're getting, and it seems like things go their way. Is it making it even more difficult to compete? And how far is this team from getting to that level where you can compete with the elite in the conference?
Well, first of all, we had 3 starters down. I mean, that's huge. When you play, against a team like the Nets, even having 1 starter down is tough. But 3 of them, it's really hard. I felt like we had a really good game on the game 3, and then Kemba and Rob they both go down. So it hurts us a lot. So, I really would have loved to have a healthy team to compete against them during the playoffs, but I guess we will never know. And just playing against those guys, well, it shows that I think you have to be extremely disciplined on the defensive end, because they can obviously really score the ball. They are extremely clever with the referees, and they know how to get a foul, and they are really good at it. So. Just show discipline, show your hands. I actually did a bad job at that, and looking forward, that's something we can all learn from.
Final question for Evan. We'll go to Suichi Terada.
Yeah, hey Evan, just wondering, when do you think you will be able to reflect on the season and kind of flip the page? I know you mentioned you had training camp for the Olympics in 3 weeks, and just do you think you'll have a chance to just kind of kick back and relax and reflect?
I'm sorry, I'll have a chance to reflect on this season.
Yeah, just everything you've been through between COVID and traded and everything.
Well, you can learn from it, pretty much every experience and pretty much everything you go through. When I went through the COVID and feeling terrible and feeling like shit every day, I felt like I was never gonna get out of it, because it was more of a mental thing than physical, and it was so new to me. It was really, really hard, really, really hard. But I stayed with it. I pushed through it, and I started to feel better. And getting out of your comfort zone is something that can always help you in the long run, because life, basketball, in everything, life is going to hit you, and you have to answer, and you have to keep believing in yourself and just staying with it, staying the course. So this year is going to help me a lot, because I personally went through a lot of adversity with the Magic, with the Celtics, with COVID, all that. So it was a good season, and it only going to make me better from a personal standpoint.
All right, we'll wrap it up right there. Thanks, Evan.